Hey guys, it's Lauren and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys some real fast thrift flip projects. So I went to Goodwill, I bought some things, and I'm going to show you projects that really take 10 minutes or less to do and that are super simple and super fun. So let's get started. All right, so first project is involving this weird thing I found at the thrift store. I don't even know what it's supposed to be exactly. It looks like it could be a tabletop for a side table. It looks like it could be maybe a magnetic message board of some sort. You could probably make this into a clock. But I think what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna make a very basic tray for maybe some outdoor summertime beverages, something like that, I'm thinking. So I got this at the thrift store. And then the thrift store also had these weird little leather strips. Not exactly sure what they're supposed to be for. They say practice pieces, and that's really all it says on there. There's tons of them in here. I got it for $2. But when I saw these, they made me think of those back plates you sometimes see underneath cabinet pulls. So I'm thinking I'm gonna involve this with my tray, and then I have these really fun cabinet pulls that are arrows that I've had for a while that are gold, and I think this will be the perfect way to use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint this metal backing black. All right, so I got my tray all painted and it's black, but really all you need to make a tray is something large and flat, or something like a picture frame where you have a little lip on the side and then some handles. That's really all you need. Now, originally I thought I would just leave this black and keep it really fast and simple, but I do think now that I kind of want to add on a little design to it, because I'm using these really fun cabinet handles that look like arrows. So I kind of want to make it look a little southwestern now, I think. So I'm gonna paint on a little design. I love the design. I'm definitely glad I went with that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up my screw holes on this leather so that I can drill little holes through the leather. Then I'm just gonna take a drill bit and poke it through this leather. And then I'm just lining up my hardware where the screws are gonna go with these little holes and trying to get them both centered on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this one screw underneath so I don't lose the hole I want. Then, because these screws are kind of long and I want them to be long in order for people to reach their hands under this handle, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some larger beads onto my screws. So I'm using these wooden beads that you can find almost anywhere. Walmart, the Dollar Tree has them, but they have really nice big wide holes in them. And I should be able to slide a couple of these right on. And then I'm gonna screw one part of my handle on. And then screw this other screw in from the back. And I love this tray. I think it's super fun. Next Goodwill project is going to involve this jewelry stand that I found at the thrift store today. So this might be kind of a rare find, but I'll show you kind of a cool use for it that, I don't know, came to me. But anyway, so obviously you could use this for jewelry again, but what I thought when I looked at this was you could either hang something fun from these that are decorative, and then I thought of pictures. So I'm gonna make kind of like a double-sided picture frame out of this today. So I already measured this, and the gaps in between these bars are about 6 inches, and then it's about 4 inches going this way. So I already have some 4x6 photos, and then I'm just gonna cut them down a little bit and attach them onto some white watercolor paper, or you could use like a nice cardstock paper. So then I'm gonna go ahead and cut down 3 pieces of this white, nice paper to just a little bit smaller than 4x6. So I'm thinking like a 1/4 inch smaller on each side. So then I'm gonna take 6 photos, because I'm gonna glue a photo on each side of these sheets of watercolor paper, and I'm gonna cut them just a little bit smaller. So I did this a 1/4 inch smaller than 4x6, so I'm gonna go down to a 1/2 inch smaller. So I'm gonna do 3.5 by 5.5 for my photos. And now I'm just gonna glue these photos onto the sheets of watercolor and try to center them as much as I can, and then they'll have that nice white border going around them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and glue some rocks onto the bottom of this jewelry tray. It kind of has this lip that comes up, and right now I feel like it kind of just looks awkward if it's not being used for jewelry. So I have a whole bunch of these black vase filler rocks that I got from the Dollar Tree. So really cheap, you can get them for $1. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue these onto the bottom, and since they're black, they'll just kind of blend right in. All right, and now it just has a little bit more of a polished bottom to it, I think. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some little jump rings that are meant for jewelry making. I have some gold ones, so I'm gonna use these. They're 10mm size if you're trying to size it out later. And then I'm gonna take a little hole puncher too. So what I'm gonna do is on the top of these pictures, I'm just gonna punch 2 small holes into each of these, near the top. All right. I think this would look awesome too if you stuck with black and white photos. Now I'm just gonna take my jump rings, and they very easily twist apart. These ones are flimsy enough that I don't need to use pliers for it. I'm gonna loop it around that hole in my photo, and then around the arm of this jewelry holder, and then I'm just gonna twist it back together. Yeah, but really overall not bad, right? Just kind of a cute little way to display some photos. And I like that it's a different use than what you would have expected out of the original item. That's the whole point of a thrift flip, right? All right, and my third thrift flip project is involving something that I've seen at the thrift store almost every single time that I've been there. And that is these macrame belts. They've always had these, but macrame is super in style right now. So if you can still find these at the thrift store, there's so many uses you can use these for. This can be an easy purse strap if you're into making your own bags. You could take a lampshade, which thrift stores also have a ton of. I've found a lot of nice white lampshades at thrift stores before. And once again, you could just glue this around your lampshade and just dress it up a little bit. Give it a little bit more of that fun bohemian vibe. Or you could take a little bangle bracelet, which you can also find at the thrift store. Wrap the belt around it, cut off the buckle, secure it there, and then just add on some little bells onto it, and you have yourself a fun little hanging to go on a doorknob. So honestly, I think there's so many fun uses for these little macrame belts, but I think the one that I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna add it onto a pillow. So I'm just cutting off the main part of the belt from the buckle part. And because I already have my hot glue gun warmed up, I'm just gonna use that to attach this belt to my pillow. If you have fabric glue, go ahead and use that. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure on the ends here. Then I'll glue on a little bit more glue in the middle just as a support so it doesn't shift around. And then I'm gonna try to get a nice clean cut on this other side where the top half of my pillow ends. And then I'm gonna try to glue the strands in place before the macrame starts to unravel. I love it. I've been wanting to do something to this set of pillows that I have to kind of change the style a little bit. They looked a little bit traditional with the red and white stripes, and I wanted them to have a little bit more of a bohemian feel, and this is perfect. And believe it or not, that belt was long enough that I was able to use that macrame belt on 2 of these matching pillows I had. I'm so excited. And here we have those unexpected thrift flip projects. Starting with the fun photo frame that you wouldn't expect out of a jewelry organizer. And then we have those fun macrame belt pillows that are a fun set. Now they look more bohemian. Hi, Kama. And then that fun southwestern tray. I love how the tray turned out. And it has just enough lip around the border to keep things like glasses on it. It's nice and flat, and those holes made it super helpful to get those screws through to attach the cabinet handles.